Hey guys, it's Marshall Mathers IV here, back to you today with another video. And in today's video, I will be talking about the fact that I am 24 years old and still a virgin and never had a girlfriend. I guess I made it, guys. 24 years old, still a virgin and never had a girlfriend. I mean, it honestly amazes me and surprises me that I made it this long without having a girlfriend and still being a virgin. And honestly, you know, it's not like it's been easy. My heart for many years has been broken for many other reasons besides the fact that I never had a girlfriend, but that is definitely one of the main and ultimate things that has broken my heart and seriously does weigh it down so much and drains me of my energy. It's caused me crippling depression. It's caused me stress, worry, jealousy, envy, anger, and hatred for people who have had girlfriends, guys who have had girlfriends since their teens and who not only lost their virginity in their teens, but also had a shit ton of sex throughout their teens, which I feel and believe that most guys definitely have had and have been able to experience and enjoy. And you know, one thing that really annoys me about guys who have been able to have just so much sex and be able to enjoy that and experience that and have a taste of that since their teens, since that time period in their life, those guys have no idea or clue how it feels to be a guy going year after year after year after year and still not having a girlfriend, but still longing, yearning, desiring, and craving and wishing to have a girlfriend, but still being a virgin. And, you know, it also annoys and irritates me that those same guys, those same little fucker of guys, little motherfuckers, try to make me feel better, or at least less worse, about the fact that I didn't lose my virginity in my teens. They want to make me feel, oh, like it's not that big of a deal, and oh, sex isn't all that it's cracked up to be. You know why that annoys me and irritates me is because it's coming from a stupid fucking man-whore like yourselves who have experienced such a vast amount of sex growing up since your teens. And so it only makes me wonder, and I'm always going to be curious of how it would have been for me to have had sex in my teens, but I'll probably never know. Because I'll probably be a virgin for the rest of my fucking miserable, worthless, pathetic life. Because here's the thing. I'm not gonna ever get with a girl. I mean, seriously. Like, no lie, no shit. I'm never going to get with the girl. I'm pretty sure it's safe to say the chances and likelihood of me ever getting a girlfriend, and especially a wife, in my life is 0 to none. Like, no chance at all, bro. It's not happening for me. And you know, the reason I say that is because I've gone through so many years of suffering. I have suffered for so many fucking years. Ever since I was 15 in 2012, I've gone through so much bullshit and so much hell, so much torture and torment emotionally and mentally over the years, to the point I've become kind of psychotic. I've become kind of a lunatic. I've become so damaged and hurt and broken and crushed to the core, beyond the point of repair. Beyond the point of ever being fixed. Like, I cannot be healed. And it would not be fair of someone like me to put my problems on a woman, any woman of any race, even if I were attracted to other women of other races, which I am, it's not like I'm just only attracted to black women, but the case and reality of things is that the most race of women I'm attracted to personally are black women. And, you know, the thing is, I'm obviously never going to get with one. Because here's the thing. Black women, the ones that I specifically want and have wanted since I was a teenager, I'm just going to say right now, I wanted for so long, longed and yearned, desired and wished for and craved a ghetto black woman. A street black woman. A black woman who's hood, ratchet, bougie, and all that. Those are the kind of black women that I have been attracted to for so long. And if it weren't for those specific group of black women, I would probably have never been attracted to black women. And I think even when it comes to other white guys who become attracted to black women, become attracted to them pretty much mainly because of ghetto, hood, ratchet, street black women, which are the ones who seem to gain and garner the most attention and focus and spotlight, which I think is true. But here's the thing. I myself am not bougie. I'm not ghetto. I'm not hood. I'm not street. I'm not ratchet for a guy myself. Because I never had the chance, opportunity, or privilege of being raised in a city alongside many black Americans. I didn't get to live in a neighborhood growing up with black Americans. I didn't get to go to school with black Americans. As a teenager, I didn't get a job, and even if I would have, I would not have been working with any black people, that's for damn sure. And so I was never able to experience and enjoy and have a taste of black Americans. I was never able to get familiar and normalized to black people in America like I have white people. And so the truth is, I am never, ever going to be a white city boy or a white wigger city boy who thinks he's the shit, who thinks he's all that, who thinks that he's so ghetto and hood and street because he's mainly friends with black Americans, and because of that he thinks so highly of himself, and he's so proud and boastful, and he loves to show off and brag about his experiences and the kind and type of upbringing that he himself personally has had. I mean, honest to God, the only white guys who are able to get with black women are in fact white guys who are both born and also raised in cities with a lot of black people that they were able to get used to, familiar with, and normalized to, living in neighborhoods with, going to schools with, and working at jobs with in their teens, and up until whatever age they are at currently. Because those guys know black women. They're used to them, familiar with them, and normalized to them. Whereas I myself view black women as alien, as a different species entirely, because I am not used to, familiar with, or normalized to them at all. I view black women as exotic, because I never was able to meet or interact with, physically or socially, a black woman like any black women growing up since I was a kid. And I should have, but I wasn't able to, because I wasn't raised in any diverse area or place, in other words, where there was any black American women. None. None at all. Not a single fucking one. And, you know, when it comes to black women, a lot of them don't focus on mental illness. I mean, even in the black community in general. What's really sad is the fact that black people don't really focus on or talk about or bring that much attention to mental illness within their community people. Why? Because for one, they're poor, a lot of them, and even when they become rich, they try to ignore and escape the way they're feeling. Like black American women and men, especially the young ones, try to literally escape the way they're feeling instead of focusing on it and thinking about the way they feel and trying to like talk to somebody about it or take something for it or whatever. They just want to escape it by drinking or smoking or constantly nonstop partying. I mean, it's pretty obvious that one of the main reasons why black people don't focus on mental illness within their community is because they're constantly nonstop partying, especially when it comes to the young ones from cities. They smoke weed or hookah or whatever. They drink Hennessy. They're constantly partying to escape their broken hearts, to escape the way they're feeling, which I think is really sad. But when it comes to someone like me, I come off as somebody who's crazy and insane and unhinged, and you know what? I am. I'm off the rails. I'm off the chains. And, you know, because of that reason, it would never be fair for me to think that I have the right to date or especially marry any woman of any race, especially a black woman. And it also would not be fair of me for someone who has been so broken, damaged, torn apart, and just crushed emotionally and mentally to the point of no repair, of not being able to ever be healed from the trauma that I have been through in my life and how much I've suffered, and especially for the amount of years. It would not be fair of me to bring children into the world because I would just hurt them. And it's not like I would physically or emotionally, mentally hurt them, but, I mean not physically, but emotionally, mentally, I probably would hurt them. Actually, I probably would. Not physically, and it's not like I would purposely and intentionally hurt them emotionally, mentally, but a lot of times when kids will be born, they'll take the suffering that their parents have felt. I mean, literally. Honest to God, children will literally take the suffering of their parents. And so that will just add to the suffering they're going through. And I know if I had kids of my own, I wish I did. I wish I had my own house and my own life and all that. But I don't, and I probably never will if I'm going to be real here. But the thing is, if I were to bring kids into this world, I am damn sure that I would not want them to have a better life than I did growing up. I wouldn't want them to have gaming consoles of their own and video games so that they could enjoy and experience what I wasn't able to growing up as a child myself. And I sure as hell wouldn't want them to have gaming computers in their teens knowing that I didn't, which would be really unfair to me, knowing how much suffering and misery and whatnot that not having a gaming PC in my teens caused me. I mean, literally. And I wouldn't want to raise my kids in a city either. I mean, if anything, I would at least probably raise them in a small town. But that's probably it. And if they wanted to live in a city, then they would have to live in a city all by themselves, on their own. And I would not help or support them one bit. And I guess that makes me seem like a monster, that I would want my children to suffer in some of the ways that I have, because that would only be fair to me. And that's why I shouldn't bring children into the world, because I would want them to suffer in some ways that I have. not physically, but emotionally and mentally. Because I didn't suffer physically growing up, not in my childhood or teens, but I suffered a shit ton, a hell of a lot, in my teen years growing up. Ever since I was 15 in 2012, up until this point, and still going, that I've been through so much hell, emotionally and mentally, because I have been deprived and underprivileged of so much growing up. Just an insane amount of stuff. But like I said, it would not be fair of me to get with any woman. And you know, the reason why I also say it wouldn't be fair of me or right of me to get with a woman, especially a black woman, because black women, out of all races of women, are the most confident. They have the most self-esteem. They are the most motivated and self-driven race of women that I have ever, seen. I don't know any personally, but the way I see them live their lives, it amazes me and shocks and surprises me that they are so self-driven and motivated. I mean, they're literally hustlers. They're willing to do anything and whatever it takes to become rich, to become famous, and to get everything that they feel they ever wanted or needed in life. And that's why, of course, and obviously a lot of people respect them. I personally don't, but most people do. And I'm not like that myself. I'm not self-driven myself. I'm not self-motivated. I have no drive in my life. I have no motivation. I don't have any self-esteem. I'm not confident. I'm not outgoing. I don't have any friends in real life. I don't have a job. I don't have a driver's license or vehicle. I don't have my own place. I don't have money. I have absolutely nothing to offer, nothing to bring to the table at all. So if I were to get with a black woman or a woman of any other race, I would literally just be a freeloader, a bum. And it wouldn't be fair. It wouldn't be right. It would be fucked up. And like I said earlier and before in this video, the main reason it wouldn't be fair for me to get with a black woman or any woman of any other race is because I'm too emotionally and mentally damaged, okay? I literally am. Honest to God. Seriously. I am so very broken and shattered emotionally and mentally. I am so torn apart on the inside emotionally and mentally. And I don't think I'm ever going to be healed or fixed or become whole again. I don't think I'm ever going to be repaired. And you know, another thing, I would not even ever be able to get with a woman, even if I did start getting healed and fixed and repaired, because guess what? I don't have any self-esteem or confidence. None at all. I never had those two traits and personalities that are just really important when it comes to getting with a woman. Any woman of any race. A man needs to have those things. I never did. I lacked those things growing up. And you know why I did? Is because as a child growing up, I wasn't that involved in the community. I didn't have that many friends in my childhood. I wasn't able to go over to that many people's houses. I wasn't involved in sports or any community activities with other young people my age when I was a kid or a child myself in that time period in my life. And I was just so isolated and alienated from most people. Even most white people growing up, I was so distanced from them and kept and prevented from them growing up. And it turned me into a freak in the long run. It turned me into a weirdo. It turned me into a psycho. It turned me into a lunatic. Someone who is just so psychotic and deranged, emotionally and mentally. Someone who's so unhinged and broken and torn apart and crushed and damaged beyond the point of ever being fixed, healed, or made whole or repaired in his entire life. As tragic as it is to say, it's the truth. It's the reality of things. But, you know, one thing that is interesting, though, that I will say, I did talk to some girls growing up. Like, when I was a teenager in 2012, when I was 15, there was this girl that I really liked, although she had a boyfriend, and she was a white girl, of course, and obviously, really cute, and really pretty, and really thick, and I only talked to her a very little bit because when I was in world history class in 9th grade, the teacher, the world history teacher, who was a woman, she assigned the students in the classroom to be in groups of 2. And for some reason, I don't know why, she assigned me with her. And I was actually excited about that, because I was like, oh damn. But I was nervous. I was uncomfortable, and I felt uneasy in a way. But I was still happy that my teacher, who was a woman at the time, put me in a group with her. Sorry about that. My mucus problem. And the thing is, the stuff that I did say to her, and I remember, and this is what I said, and I quote. So after we were in a group and we were doing the assignment we were doing, and I can't remember what it was exactly, but I was telling her about how I was going to get my driver's license, take driver's training, get a vehicle, get a job, blah, blah, blah. And pretty much just talking about at that time in my life, what I thought I was going to do, but never ended up doing, sadly, because of how much I suffered in high school. And I remember her saying that you can't take driver's training because she thought I was younger, but then I was like, no, I'm actually blah, blah, blah. And then she was like, oh, I thought you said something else. And then she was just like, she obviously didn't care. She didn't seem that enthusiastic about what I was saying. She didn't seem like proud of me or excited for me or anything. She just seemed to not really care or give a damn. But she still responded to me in what I was saying. And I was just telling her just a little bit of stuff. And so there were some times in my life, in my past, when I did talk to girls. It just was very brief, not that long, not that much. But every once in a while, or every now and then, I did talk to a girl. Sometimes even a girl I really liked. But she had a boyfriend. And even when I dropped out of high school, she had dumped her previous boyfriend, or maybe her previous boyfriend dumped her, and she got a new boyfriend. And then when she got a new boyfriend, she started the terrible habit of smoking cigarettes, which is so fucking nasty, gross, disgusting, repulsive, and revolting, and sickening. And it pissed me off so much to the point I kind of snapped. So when I got older, like when I was 16 and 17 in 2013 and 2014, I had a friend at the time who told me, like, she smokes with me. And then I was like, I didn't believe him because he had lied to me about other things. But then another time, I was walking in this one area of Greenville, and some of my other old school friends were pretty much hanging out on an elementary school playground, and they were calling my name. I didn't know who it was at first, but then when I walked up closer, I could see that it was some of my other old high school friends, but this was years ago. And with one of my friends, I said, do you know so-and-so? And then one of the guys said, yeah, I know her. She smokes with me all the time. And then I was like, I got so pissed off. So then in 2015, 1 or 2 years later, when I was 18 years old, I snapped at her on Facebook, but not on hers, and I didn't like directly message her on Facebook. I wrote a very like angry message to her, but using her name, obviously tagging her name, but on my Facebook page. And then she said, like, if you don't take this down, I'm going to have to like report you, call the police, whatever. And she said, you can keep this up and say whatever you want, but don't mention my name. And then I said, okay, princess, because I was so pissed off at her. But at least she let me keep it up. Eventually, I deactivated my Facebook because of the bad stuff I heard about Facebook. But she let me keep it up that many years ago. But I just removed her name. And obviously, I didn't want to get in trouble by the cops. So I did. I took her name down. I removed her name. But knowing stuff like that, it just makes me realize I shouldn't get with a woman because I'm kind of crazy and insane. I am. I mean, at least I acknowledge that. At least I can admit that. And at least I'm honest and real and open about that. I could be totally fake. I could pretend and act like I'm such a normal guy when realistically and in reality, I am not at all. Because of all the suffering I went through over the years. And here's another thing that makes me think I'll probably never get with a woman in my entire life. Because here's the thing. Most women, regardless of the race, but especially when it comes to black women, I feel most of all, since they're the ones who love to brag and boast about it a lot, is that most women suck dick. Most women take dick up the butthole. Literally, most women suck dick and take dick up the asshole. And I know, personally for myself, that I would never ever want to get with or date or marry any woman of any race who would ever suck dick or take dick up the butt. Not even once. Not even once. I would never ever want to get with a woman like that. And honest to God, I hate women who do that shit. I'm not gonna lie. I flat out, completely, all the way, fucking hate women who suck dick and take dick up the butthole. I hate the shit out of them, okay? I hate them, period. And I don't give a damn about what their race is, either. And even a woman who sucks dick or takes dick up the butt even once, no. No. I don't want a woman like that at all. I would want a woman who's moral, who would be loyal and faithful to me till the end, who would never suck dick or take dick up the butt. And even if this woman did have sex, I would want her to be like crazy about protection. And only be willing to have sex with the guy if he wore a condom or whatever, or 2 or 3 or something, so that she wouldn't get impregnated. So technically, she would still be a virgin. Like, but I would prefer a woman who would still be a virgin, honestly. If I'm gonna be honest here, I would want a woman who's a virgin because I'm a virgin myself, and I would want a woman who would have the same interests as me, be into all the things that I'm into, including my fetishes, and a woman who would believe in what I believe, a woman who would be Republican conservative, and a woman who would be loyal and faithful to me to the end, like I said many times over, and a woman who would never suck dick or take dick up the butt, and also doesn't believe in sex before marriage, just like I do myself. But of course and obviously, there's no women like that in the world. Like, either 90 or 99.9% of women suck dick and take dick up the butt, especially when it comes to black women, because black women are all about big dicks. Black women love to go on and on and on about like 10-inch dicks, 12-inch dicks. and whatnot. They're just so disgusting. Black women, for some reasons, disgust the shit out of me. Okay, I'm just gonna be honest here. And you know, when it comes to me, my dick is only like, I don't know, 4 or 5 inches. Okay, and I mean, when I'm not horny and when I don't have an erection, my dick shrinks in size and it's only like a few inches. But when I'm really extremely horny and have an erection, it gets about 5 or 6 inches long. Maybe even a little bit longer. But here's the thing. I would never ever want to get with a woman who would ever want to suck my dick. Or want me to put my dick up her butthole. And if a woman even asked me to do that, I would fucking break up with her slut ass. I would divorce her. Like, no lie. Right away, immediately and instantly, I would break up with her or divorce her. I would never ever want to have to deal with or be with a woman who would be into that type of immoral shit that I think is wicked. And sadly, most women are into that, regardless of race. I mean, I would honestly be surprised if there was a woman who wasn't into it, and who, like me, hated women who do it, and who hate guys who are into it. I would literally be just shocked if there was a woman like me out there. But I doubt there ever will be. And I doubt there is. But, I mean, that's all I pretty much wanted to say in this video. And those are all the reasons why I'm 24 years old, never had a girlfriend, and still a virgin. And I think I'll be a virgin for life. I'm just gonna call it right now. I'll probably be a virgin for the rest of my life. But let me know what you all think in the comment section down below. I'm out.